Hey, what's going, y'all? It is yours truly once again. So, who is Chad and Tyrone? I mean, really, who are they? From what I've gathered, Chad and Tyrone are the jocks. It seems like, when we become adults, we get out of high school and we supposedly we grow up, right? But what if I were to tell you that most of us really don't grow up? I mean, here we are with this Chad and Tyrone thing. This is high school stuff. I guess high school never goes away. But basically, yeah, Chad and Tyrone are the jocks. Chad is the white jock and Tyrone is the black jock. I've known of a few black guys that are named Chad, actually. And I haven't known of a white guy named Tyrone, but here nor there. So, of course, we know about Pookie and Ray Ray. He's not really the jock. I mean, overall, Pookie and Ray Ray are generalized as the dusty dudes in the neighborhood. Of course, some people have broke down that obviously Pookie and Ray Ray are two different guys, but just putting them together, they're really what you would call the hood dudes. Whether they're dusty or not, nevertheless, they are the hood guys. Um, but yeah, with Chad and Tyrone, they're the jocks, and you know, in adulthood, they still are the jocks. Um, they are the high paid athletes for the most part. Or you can define Chad and Tyrone as the high paid singers. They could be businessmen. I call them beta businessmen, So, but nevertheless, these are your Chad and Tyrones. Of course, in high school, yours truly was never a Chad and Tyrone. Um, I was athletic, very athletic. Don't get me wrong, I was more athletic than the Chad and Tyrones. Of course, with this being said of the ratios, I wasn't getting all the girls, but the girls still liked me. They didn't like me too much because I wasn't outgoing. I was quiet. I was pretty much to myself. So, yes, even then, I was very athletic, very muscular, all that. I mean, everything that a female could ever want coming up in high school. I had many childhood crushes too. But I rejected most of these childhood crushes. I didn't think I was ready for that type of stuff. My mind wasn't set on having a girlfriend. I didn't want to have my heart broken. I kind of knew what that was like back in those days. And I said, even back in those days, I never wanted to go through that again. Of course, you get to adulthood, you try to give some people the benefit of the doubt, and you realize once again, as I said earlier, some people just never grow up. So hence I experienced a few heartbreaks as I got older, but all that started to dissipate. Less heartbreaks occurred in my life, and I started to truly do my own thing out here. But let's really get to the heart of this because I just want y'all to really see how things are going in this society today. Basically, Chad and Tyrone, they pay to play. Some people say they don't. Some people just say, oh, they're the alphas. They still get what they want. To a certain extent. Maybe in high school, they were considered the alpha type of jocks, getting what they want. I mean, I could have got what I want too, but as I told y'all, I rejected most of the females that had a crush on me. They liked me, but I knew they only liked one thing. I was very intuitive, even at in my teenage years. I was very intuitive. I realized this upon going to prom. When I realized that the female that wanted me to be her prom date, she only wanted to go with me due to popularity. And not because I was popular, but only because she wanted to seem popular, knowing that she had a handsome looking guy to go to the prom with. We got to the prom, and all she did was drink her head off, you know? So I said, okay, well, I'm finna go and I'm gonna find me a girl to dance with because you ain't really my prom date as of now. She got real jealous because I started to dance with other girls at the prom. She tried to take me back. I'm like, girl, look, you only wanted me because I was handsome and you just wanted to have a trophy on your arm. I really was more intuitive. If you're my prom date, you're my prom date. We're enjoying ourselves. We're trying to have this good time as a memory together. Once I realized that's not the case, I really started to understand what female nature really was like, even from that young of an age. I just didn't really know how to label it, and I didn't really know its true function because, yours truly really is wild. I understand wildness. I don't truly understand a lot of the civilization crap, but I am learning, even as of now, I'm learning how things are changing. In many ways, I only learned of civilization in order for me to understand how to maintain my wildness. There's still a lot of things about civilizations that I still maybe not understand. And of course, Chad and Tyrone, they truly understand this. They truly represent the alpha crowd. They truly have this mindset of understanding female nature and how to get away with things and how to do things. And so here's where I get at with this pay to play. See, as Chad and Tyrone get out of high school, and uh, if they don't let themselves go, they start to really climb up the corporate ladders. Now, most Chad and Tyrones do let themselves go. The guy that you thought was hot in high school, when you see him now compared to what he looked like in the senior class yearbook, Chad and Tyrone gain a lot of weight. They just done. They've got sucked back to the wall. Because, yeah, as I said in one video, men do not hit the wall. They get sucked back to the wall because men start from the wall at day one. You know, we have to fight our way to get to where we have to go because that's masculine. That's manhood. For men, it's about leaving a legacy or about having a journey in life. He has to do two of those things in order not to get sucked back to the wall. So a lot of these men that are Chad and Tyrones who let themselves go and they don't look the same since high school, if you will. They've never been able to leave a legacy and they've never been able to have a journey in life. And so you see it. I mean, they not the same alpha jock that they were back in high school. And so girls, what? They just let their female nature do away with those guys. They say, man, I thought he was hot. What happened? Well, oh, this one dude over here, he looking better than homeboy anyway. And then they monkey branch to the other dude, right? That's what they do. That's their female nature. Okay. So before the Chad and Tyrones who did not let themselves go, they're pumping iron. They flexing, right? They got the nice whips, they blinging, they got the MTV cribs decked out, you name it. They're doing good, right? They understand there's more to it than just still being that high school jock. That to a certain extent, they have to pay to play. That's how it is. I mean, you may call it being a beta male simp to a certain extent. It's only if he's catering to that female. So these Chad and Tyrones understand that to pay to play, he doesn't necessarily have to cater to that female in order to pay to play. It's just the little things that he do that her man could never do. That's what the Chad and Tyrone understands. So, he'll have her out on these yachts. He'll have her out on these different vacations. He really basically shows her and teaches her how to live her best life now. You know, mind you, yours truly doesn't do this, but I want y'all to see where I'm getting at with this. Um, the whole pay to play thing is just kind of something that a lot of these guys with uh, a lot of exposure to the world understand because that's just how they keep these females coming and going. He'll treat her out just a little bit. He might even sell her a dream. He might even manipulate her with that sale of that dream. He'll screw her that night. He'll dip and dash on her, send her on her way. She'll have broken heart, hurt feelings, and realize that the Chad and Tyrone never even wanted her. He's already got another chick coming over a few hours later. You know, basically playing the same game that she been playing. She's riding the cock carousel. Chad and Tyrone are the cock carousels, just as Pookie and Ray Ray are. But the Chad and Tyrones, they got a little more financial leverage. Um, and yeah, they make it to where they're not feeling like they're doing a prostitution type of thing or nothing like that. Especially if these chicks are hitting him up on a DM, constantly coming at him because they know they got a lot of money. See, my thing is the opposite. I'm not going to pay to play, or I haven't even paid to play with a lot of females. I only say not gonna because, to get to where someone like Chad and Tyrone is to be of a certain establishment, to be of a certain type of a wealth that these guys experience. Once again, those guys are what I call beta businessmen. Yeah, they may have been alpha at one time in high school, but now they're beta businessmen. Most of them never rise to the realm of being entrepreneurs. Cause see, most entrepreneurs, depending on where they're at in life, they're not really trying to entertain a lot of different females just because of the Me Too movement right now, you know. So they're more cautious in their doings, and most of the women they deal with are very quality and wife material. Chad and Tyrone, nah, they got a little more time to do the beta stuff with these females. You know, they look similar to the entrepreneur. The guys that are really at the top, the alpha. But the beta types, who are the Chad and Tyrones, they're just basically doing what they've been doing in high school, especially if they're just high paid athletes at this time or high paid rappers. You know, the rappers are not Pookie and Ray Ray. I promise you. I mean, just because they came from the hood and they even still talk about the trap and the rapping, trust me, I promise you. Once that rap song is over with, Homeboy is not living like Pookie and Ray Ray. Homeboy probably don't even talk like Pookie and Ray Ray no more. He just does that to make money on SoundCloud. I promise you, these rappers ain't really portraying the life that they really live. And that's why some of them do get touched out here. They get caught in traffic and they be lacking. The real goons, the real Pookies and Ray Rays show up on the block and they come see those type of dudes. But if they can get away with it for as long as they can, those rappers will continue to be these Chad and Tyrones and trying to act like a Pookie and Ray Ray. They'll get away with it as long as that Sprinter van has enough armor on it, right? But um, but this is what the girls fantasize, and this is something that I'm very mindful of. If a chick has her desire on a certain celebrity, a certain Chad and Tyrone type. I won't name off different actors and things like that. But if a chick desires that type of person, uh, that's that type of thrill. She wants that guy that's going to pay to play with her to a certain extent. At any given moment, she could fantasize this man and have giving this man a few hours. Even though she's supposed to be my girl, right? Supposedly, allegedly, but she fantasizes about this particular Chad and Tyrone. Whether he's a high paying athlete, a beta businessman, or some type of rapper. She fantasizes. Ooh, that's my boo. Ooh, that's my boo. Ooh, I'm gonna go see him. I'm gonna go to the concert. Ooh, that's my favorite actor. You know, all that going on. So, just basically discussing about Chad and Tyrone today. Nothing more, nothing less to it all, but it's just the difference between those two and the Pookies and the Ray Rays. The Chad and Tyrones don't mind paying a little bit to play because they still gonna have these girls coming and going. They're not necessarily catering to these females. They're not simping. They just know that hey, to make things worthwhile, you got to do it in style. And of course, that girl, he gonna kick her out his crib or hotel room with no remorse. Signing out.